Hello and welcome to this week's edition of What's Up Danville. I'm your host Mark Aaron, multimedia design manager for the city of Danville. Today we're out at Anglers Park, and on last week's show we introduced you to Chris Tompkins, who's the president of the Southern Virginia Mountain Bike Association. And this past weekend their organization held the Virginia State Championship for mountain bikers right here in the city of Danville. They coined it the Shootout on Anglers Ridge. We had over 300 mountain bikers from up and down the East Coast merging here on Danville to take part in that shootout. And on today's show, we want to highlight that race for you, really showcase the impact that mountain biking has on our region. We have individuals coming to enjoy these trails from all up and down the East Coast. Every day here in the city of Danville, you can come out to Anglers Park and see license tags from down in North Carolina, some even South Carolina, that come up to enjoy these trails. And as you learned last week, Chris and his crew, it's a 501c3. All volunteers have built over 28 miles of single-track trail here in the city of Danville. And as you'll hear from the racers that took part in the race this past weekend, these are some of the best trails in the region. And we just really wanted to showcase that and showcase the impact that mountain biking has had on our region as a sport that has grown. These trails have been here for 10 years now, and this race has been held over the last few years, and it has grown in participation each and every year. As I went out on the trail and got some video of the bikers in action, I also interviewed a lot of individuals that took part in the activities as well. So let's take you out now to this past weekend's shootout on Anglers Ridge.
Trying to support the local trails. I've been an avid mountain biker for probably 18 years. It's a fun thing to do, and it's right here in the hometown. And I even lived in Colorado for a year. These trails, when I ride them, every time I ride them, I tell myself, I can't believe we have these in town. They really, truly are world class.
You said every time we come out here, we see a license plate from North Carolina or a city sticker from someplace else in Virginia. There's an amazing amount of people from other regions who come to ride these trails on a regular basis. And also, just for the local people in this area, their health is improved greatly by getting and walking and riding on these trails. I mean, every time we come out here, there's an elderly person walking on the trail, or a family, some on the bike, some walking, dogs. It's just a great community place to see people out here. Last night when I was out to eat, I saw a license plate here from South Carolina with bikes on it. So this is not only for local people, but folks from our region.
Actually, this is my first race, but I've been mountain biking maybe 2 years. The most fun I have is when it's flat and downhill and just a few uphills.
He's always loved sports, although baseball and soccer and swimming, he's done plenty of that, although he's always had a passion for the biking and for, he puts it getting out somewhere new and seeing places he hasn't seen, and so that's why he wanted to do this so badly, and we were all for it.
Well, I'm 57, and I had to pretty much give up tennis and jogging for joint issues, and I like a really good, vigorous exercise, and mountain biking does that for me, yeah, to say the least. It's the most physical thing I've ever done, and I was a good football player and all that, but mountain biking just is incredibly physical, and I love it. The trails here in Danville are excellent. They've done a great job. The terrain is wonderful. They've laid them out really nice. They have some nice climbs. We love to climb, hard climbs. We love the flow of the trails. They put a lot of design into it, and so it's just a great place to ride. It's basically on par with some of the best trails in the state, really, here in North Carolina and Virginia.
Well, the sport's started back in probably in the late 70s, and it's grown to the point now where it's an Olympic sport. And actually one of the top American riders is going to be racing today, Jeremiah Bishop, who's also from Harrisonburg. But we found this race about 4 years ago, and we've come back every year because the trails are fun and the camping's good, and it's just fun to come back. We came down yesterday afternoon and pre-rode, and then we set up camp, and then we went into town and had dinner at Joe and Mima's, I think it was, Italian food. It's I guess it's clear that people put a lot of effort into building the trail. It's just, you know, real smooth and got berms, and it's just fun. It's the venue's nice. The first year we were here, they didn't have the pavilion, so they got the pavilion now. I think it was all porta johns the first year. Now we got permanent bathrooms, and there's even, I think this year there's a bike wash. So every year we come back, there's something new that makes it, you know, even better.
Hi, I'm Robert Marion with the American Classic Expedo Professional Mountain Bike Team presented by Maxxis, and we're going to give you a little inside look at what it takes to run and race on a professional mountain bike team. It's not just grabbing a bike anymore and jumping out to the local trail, and you know, although for all of us it started that way a couple years ago in the Cat 3 and beginner class, but when you get up to the pro level it tends to change. And we start, you know, of course we have a large trailer that all of the equipment for the team gets housed in. If we take a peek inside, we've got wash equipment around back. We've got another stand for repair. We have multiple sets of wheels and tires that are set up with different types of tires. So that way, if we need to make last-minute changes, it's simple. We're not mounting tires. We're just grabbing another wheel, or if something breaks or tears up. We have multiple generators for power, no matter where we're at, because we have to have heat, air conditioning, air compressors, charging for a lot of our tools and equipment. We have multiple tires. This is just one of our small boxes of tires because you never know, you know, what to expect. So every race you go to, you have to be prepared for any conditions. Each athlete has 2 bikes at least, a hardtail and a full suspension, and sometimes we have more. We try to keep things pretty simple. Each athlete has a locker that houses his or her own clothing and equipment. That way it keeps it neat, nice, and organized, so that way we're not always looking around in bags for stuff. And then plus when people look in the trailer, it looks a lot more presentable and professional. We keep a water cooler that stays stocked so people's not always having to pour for jugs and look for water. And then everything has its own place. And last but not least, we got our radio. You got to have a radio in a pro mountain bike team. It's almost a week-long process every week about getting the trailer unpacked, get everything clean, getting repairs done, replacing things that ran out or got broken, and loaded back up and headed to the next event. And we look forward to coming up here to Danville every year. It's a great event. Chris Tompkins and the guys do a great job at putting it on, and I know last year they grew exponentially, and we hope they do it again this year. And we're looking forward to hopefully going out and pulling in some money this year, going back to Mount Airy, getting ready to head off next weekend to Gainesville, Florida for the start of the U.S. Cup East Series.
That's going to wrap it up for this edition of What's Up Danville. Again, if you'd like more information on the Southern Virginia Mountain Bike Association, please log on to their website at the link below, and come on out to the trails. As we said, 29 miles of single track trail here in the city of Danville, some of the best mountain biking trails that you'll find in this region. As you heard throughout today's show, great exercise for individuals of all ages. It's a great family event. Get your kids out here, get them out from in front of those Xboxes and Wiis, and get them out here enjoying the outdoors, because they've got some of the best mountain bike trails in the area right here in the city of Danville. So until next week, have a great day.